Sometimes I sit and I wonder how things would be different if one person in the timeline decided midway through inventing whatever they invented that actually, hey, you know what? I think things are fine as they are. You know what I mean? I mean, just think of like the discovery of electricity and the creation of the light bulb and the creation of the telephone. You know, if at any point the person making them had just decided to quit, the world would be completely different. And that's why I gotta say that it's so confusing to me that all of a sudden people are so against change. Now, before we hop in, guys, I'm subtle. I want you guys to think of me as like your older sibling figure, as I feel like more of our interactions become more and more online. I feel like there's a lot of bad actors out there that kind of influence people in letting the worst parts of themselves come out, and unfortunately I feel like it's led a lot of people to becoming hopeless. And I'm hoping that maybe we can change things a little bit. As grim as things are, I think it's a mistake to let ourselves fall to, I don't know, like doom, succumb to despair. Lately I feel like anything that imposes any kind of change on society, whether it be like, let's say some guy that discovered a different type of fuel source, you hear about it in the news and instantly some people are just like instantly against the idea. Like, why would you even want that? We have gas. And I just don't understand. I don't. Why would you want to limit yourself to one thing? I hate the whole if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. When you tinker with things, you make them better. Like all those little quality of life nonsense bullshit on all your favorite things that they've developed over the years. Like those things are all important. Like it's crazy to me that like just on power tools, some people will think that think less of you if you use tools that have like safety precautions. Like that's so unreasonable. Or when they're like, oh my god, you guys are so soft. Back in my day, we had I don't know, lift boulders using our bare hands and put them over our shoulder and haul them for 15 miles across the city. And it's like, on the one hand, like, while I understand, it's like, shouldn't the whole purpose of everything that we do be so that in the future when we do it, it's not as difficult? Just to think about the invention of the car. Like, imagine beforehand when you had to have a horse, and then like, dude, it's gotta be awful if you're just on like on a journey and then your horse just dies on you. Like, what would you do with all your stuff? You're like, oh fuck. Well, I gotta hope that the next person that comes by can help me some kind of way, because they might not even have a vehicle. Because again, there's no fucking cars. And even before people discovered that they could ride horses, they were just getting around by running place to place. Or just think about the invention of the boat and how it made it possible to sail from one side of the world to the other. Since then, technology has just become so much better that now, I mean, I know there's like shipwrecks every once in a while, but significantly less than in the past. Even the invention of the seatbelt, it's so outrageous to me that people would be upset about. Yeah, it's inconvenient that you have to set aside like 2 extra seconds to put a strip of something over yourself, just in the case that if you do crash, you don't fly out the fucking window. I mean, I think at the end of the day, people just like to complain. They get so complacent with things being a specific way, and part of me wonders if it's just because they're so caught up in a specific point in their life, and they view at that period of time as like the glory days, so they want things to go back to the good old days, realizing that like, on one, things have improved so much since then. Like, you should recognize that. And 2, even if you go back, things won't change. Or even if aesthetically everything looked the same, shit wouldn't change. Especially when like economic policy wise, things are so fucking different. And like, even if like, let's say we aesthetically change to whatever this person is imagining in their head is like the golden period, the golden ages, like without changing like the system under which we live in, nothing's gonna fucking change. You're just not gonna be able to afford the things that they used to be able to buy when they could go out and buy a hamburger like casually, like it was nobody's problem. Now they can't do that. Now they maybe can do it like once a week if they're lucky. It's so crazy. Like, people don't really protest as hard as you think they would want to. Like, when prices go up, they're just kind of like, oh my god, this is annoying, but I guess this is just what happened. But then when like their salary doesn't change either, they're also like okay with it. Like, they don't care if their boss is like stepping all over them. Oh, it's just one of those things you got to put up with. That doesn't make any sense. Even then, like, there's just so many potential new things to come that we could still create and develop. I feel like we're in like one of those cyclical periods where we're just kind of going downhill. Now with the introduction of AI, I feel like somehow things are regressing when you would think that AI would help make things better. I think it's just the way that people are using tools. People are cutting corners everywhere. People that are funding projects are not funding with the idea of creating something new, but just to like extract the most amount of value that they can. Everybody is like so scared of of the future, but yet they continue to do things that just make the future worse. And people let themselves succumb into like the cycle of despair, where they just see everything going to shit around them, and they're like, well, you know, I might as well also be shit because everything's already fucked, instead of sitting down and thinking to themselves, how can we make this better? How can we improve? I feel like there's been there's like this lack of desire to want to improve on things, a lack of desire for wanting to make things better. When as humans, our superpower is our ability to pass down knowledge from generation to generation, but all of a sudden people don't want to carry that information. People don't care to learn about anything. It's like the whole canon and fanon situation repeating itself in real life. People just have their fucking made up canon in their heads of what they think is going on. They're living in a state of delusion because that's the only way they can process what's going around. Instead of putting on their big boy and big girl and big NB pants on and trying to get together with everybody and fixing it, they're just so scared of what's to come. They're so scared of change. They're so scared of things being different. They're so scared of their little comfort bubble popping and just exposing themselves to everything they've been running away from for years. And at the end of the day, it's gonna catch up to them anyways. It should be no surprise that I say this with everything that I've said, but guys, don't be afraid of progress. I think everybody just has to open their eyes and realize that, you know, everything doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. There can be a better future. It's just we have to work towards it together. A lot of us have to get over our pride, or we have to learn to be able to get over our differences, and so we can keep moving forward. There's so many things that we haven't even touched on in the universe. There's so many planets we haven't been able to properly visit. There's some planets we can only see from afar. And to think that our wisdom that we accumulate over the decades and centuries and millennia to come can open the doors to so many possibilities for our future offspring, that should get you excited. The reality is that we're all kind of the main character, but we all have to kind of work together. This only works if we all work together. As long as we have that, we will always have hope, and the future is limitless, as they say. Don't lose hope, guys. I don't know, I feel like we all have like tough times, and we all have moments where we feel like wanting to call it quits, but you can solve most problems with enough time and coordination. As I'm sure many other people watching this video, they probably have been in a dark place, and just like every other person who watches this video, we've all had moments that we wanted to call it quits. We thought were impossible. We thought we'd never be able to move on from, yet here we still are. As fucked up as it sounds, you gotta be like a cockroach. You gotta survive long enough until it's your moment, and then that's when, yes, you gotta roll with the punches. So guys, keep up hope. Hope y'all are having a good night. Like the video if you guys enjoyed listening to me blabber, sub, all that good stuff. Again, this has been Subtle. Thank you guys for listening and watching the gameplay. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.